Hey guys, this is Nate with Customs Broker Geek, and today I have some really great information for you on preparing for the Customs Broker exam. And just like it says there, this is a 6-part series on the keys, what I consider the keys to success and being prepared for the Customs Broker exam. And we're going to get started today with part 1. So here we go. I want to start with talking about who this presentation is for. Now, if you're planning on taking the Customs Broker exam, you are in the right place. If you've taken the Customs Broker exam in the past, but maybe you didn't pass and you're looking to take it again, we can help you out as well. If you're any other type of broker, you're probably not going to find this information useful. So if you're studying for the real estate broker exam, or you're a stockbroker looking to pass the Series 7, this is not the place for you. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get started. So the first key to success, I want to start by asking you a question. If I were to give you all of the questions to an exam 12 weeks before the exam, do you think you could pass it? Seems like a silly question. Of course you can pass it. You'd have 12 weeks to look up the answer to every one of those questions. You would be ready. You'd memorize it. You would have everything ready to go. You could pass. Well, in essence, that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So the first key is to get the questions before the test. Now, it's not as hard to do as you might think. I'm going to show you how to do it today. And it sounds like cheating, but it's really not cheating. Customs actually makes this information available to you. They publish it. I'm going to show you where it's at, and I'm going to show you what to do with this information to get the most use out of it. Okay, so what I want you to do is follow this link. I will post it below the video. If you have trouble, you can just go to Google and type in Customs Broker Exam Tests, and the first result will take you right here. And here we go. This is every Customs Broker exam dating back to 1997. So after every exam, Customs posts the exam and the answer key. Now, you might have already known about this, and you might think, what's the big deal? I know about this. I've been using the old exams. Well, you have to use them correctly. See, when I was first studying for the broker's exam, I came here, I picked out a test, I printed it off, I went to question 1, and I tried to answer it. See, the problem was that I spent about 45 minutes trying to answer that first question. I couldn't find the answer. I got really frustrated. Then I got angry. Then I got depressed. I think I went through all the 5 stages of grieving. And then I hit on acceptance and accepted the fact that there's no way that I'm possibly going to pass this test. Can't answer one question after 45 minutes. There's 80 more to go. I'm screwed. Well, it turns out I did manage to pass the exam, and I did it the first time through. I just needed somebody to help me out, take me by the hand, show me how to study and how to use this information properly. So that's what we're going to do to get started. Let's take a look at the April 2014 exam. Okay, in recent years, scroll down a couple of pages, and we actually get a table of content in the exam. Customs started doing this a few years ago, and it's really helpful for a couple of reasons. One, if there's an area that you're really strong in, you can go and answer those questions first. I mean, it's all about making sure you get as many correct answers as you can. So the questions you know you can get right, you want to make sure you get those right and answer those first. The other thing this does is it shows us where Customs is focusing their attention. So if we look at power of attorney here, there's only 2 questions. So there's going to be some questions on power of attorneys, but probably not a lot of questions. Okay, so you don't want to focus a lot of your time there. You want to focus your time on areas that are more heavily tested, like valuation, for example. Look at this, 46 to 54. So there's 9 questions on valuation. It's a pretty important section, all right? Classification, right above it, there's 14 questions on classification. So classification, there's obviously going to be a lot of questions on classification. So now we can take this information even further. So the next thing we want to do is let's look at the answer key for this test. So the answer key, don't look at the answers right now. Don't try to memorize those. What we want to do is look here at the citations. Okay. So what Customs has done is they've given you the resource for where you get the answer to every one of these questions. So what you can do with this information, valuation, that was 46 to 54, I think. So let's come down here and look at 46 to 54, and let's look at the citations. Okay, so 152, 102, 152, 103, 101, we got a 141 in there, back to 152, 103, and 102, 152, 105. So what this is telling us is where we need to focus our time in studying and where we need to learn the information, okay? Where we need to understand this information. So what you want to do is do this with more than one test, and what I recommend is putting them in a spreadsheet. So I'm going to show you my master spreadsheet here. Since we're looking at valuation, I have it filtered down to the valuation section. So what I did was I logged all the information from the test and the answer key. So this was question 78. The resource was part 152. Let's scroll down a little more. So here we go. 2011, question 39, resources 152, 103. And what we can do after we have it all in a table like this is we can see, I usually put it in a pivot table and graph it out, but I can see where we need to spend time studying and understanding the information, because this is what Customs wants us to know, okay? So they don't want everybody to fail the test. They're giving us this information, so let's use it wisely, okay? So what I would recommend doing is going through, and don't do it with all of the tests back to 97. That would be a waste of time. I would stay within the last 5 to 10 years and log this information, and what it will do is give you a roadmap of what parts of the regulations, the tariff book, and the directives that you need to spend time learning, okay? And after you've learned that, these questions are going to get a lot easier. You're also going to know where to go to find your answers. So the test comes up and you're in valuation and you have no idea where to start. Well, a majority of the questions historically have been asked from part 152, 103. So that would be a good logical starting place for you to try to find the answer. So this is how you use, there's other things we're going to do with the past tests, but this is where you start, okay? This is how you know this is how you get the questions before test day, okay? You'll find that sometimes questions have been reused word for word. If they're not reused word for word, they're at least pretty similar, and you'll recognize similarities between them, and you'll be able to answer them more quickly. And what I usually do is leave the last 2 to 3 tests. Like I probably wouldn't do this with the 2 tests from 2014, because as you approach test day, you're going to want to give yourself a couple of dry runs where you'll reproduce test day conditions in advance so you can see if you're ready or not. So to do that, I like to have a couple of exams that I haven't seen any of the questions on, so it's as close to the actual test day as I can possibly make it. Give yourself a quiet room, put the timer on, take your test, and see how you do. But for everything else, for the last 5 to 10 years, I would map out my study material like that. Let's see what else I have for you here today. Here's a quick breakdown. I'll get you started. Classification is the most heavily tested area of the test. Traditionally, it makes up close to 30% of the exam. Valuation is another big section that you need to be ready for. And then broker compliance and your entry process. There's a lot of information there too. I mean, if you just take these top 10 categories, That's going to be probably 80%, if not more, of what's going to be on the test. And down here, like when you map all this out, you'll find that there's a lot of other categories, but anything that's less than 1%, it might not show up on the test. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend a lot of time studying transportation entries when there might not even be a question on transportation entries. Okay, so here's a quick snapshot of what you should see once you get your information together. Coming up, we have 5 more videos like this that we're going to give away more information on how to prepare. All free stuff, all useful. We're going to give it away to you. We want to help you pass. Be sure to sign up to our mailing list or like our Facebook page. Or we're going to be putting information out on all the major avenues. So find us on one or all, whatever you prefer. Here's our Facebook page. If you go to Facebook and just search for Customs Broker Geek, you'll find it. We just put this up. I encourage you, like the page, and that'll make sure that you see updates that we post. And feel free to go on here and post questions to our timeline. We'll answer them for you. If you're struggling with an area, if something doesn't make sense, put it up here and we'll give you a response and help you out. The other thing you should do is click this free stuff tab. Right now we're giving away we're giving away a free cheat sheet to use. You can actually use it on the exam. It's a one-page sheet that has heavily tested topics. They're easier stuff, but it's things that you should still look up because you don't want to get it wrong when you're under pressure taking the test. So that's free. We're giving it away. All we're going to ask you for is your email address. So what you should do is go in here, sign up. You'll get all of our updates, and you'll know when we publish our next 5 videos in the series by being on our mailing list. You can find us on Twitter. We'll be tweeting some stuff out there as well. And you can also go to our website at customsbrokergeek.com. Now, we offer an exam course that actually right now, I'm not sure how much longer we're going to do it, but we have a 3-day free trial, no strings attached. So just go in there, click the free trial, register, and you can check out our whole exam course for 3 days, all free of charge. And if it's something that you find helpful and useful, sign up. If not, we still love you. Hang out with us on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you'd like to. And look forward to hearing about your success passing the exam. So until next time, this was Nate with Customs Broker Geek. Hope you liked it. Talk to you soon.